Receiving a data breach notification usually triggers an immediate sinking feeling. It is stressful to picture your personal data suddenly scattering across the internet, leaving your private life exposed. But an exposed email or password is a solvable administrative problem. It only becomes a disaster if you let the initial panic dictate your response. Scammers actively hunt for that exact state of mind. The moment a major breach hits the news, thieves start sending fake notification alerts, hoping you're too anxious to notice you are being phished. This flowchart helps you spot traps. A legitimate notice never asks you to click a link to verify your identity. If the message creates a false sense of urgency or pressures you to download software, you are looking at a scam. Ignoring a fake notice is the safest move. But if the breach is real, you have to trade a few hours of administrative effort now to prevent years of financial friction later. If you receive an alert, close the message and go directly to the company's official website. Type the address into your browser yourself to verify the details rather than trusting any provided links. Once you know the situation is legitimate, you move to step 1. Determine the compromised data. The specific information they lost dictates how aggressively you need to respond. A leaked email address or phone number is a nuisance that leads to more spam. But if the breach includes your social security number, bank account details, or medical records, your financial identity is at high risk. Step 2 is securing your accounts. Immediately update the passwords for the service that was breached and enable two-factor authentication anywhere it is available. Because many people reuse passwords, a breach on a minor retail site often leads directly into your primary bank account. Using a dedicated password manager removes this risk by generating and storing unique credentials for every single site you use. Correctly categorizing the stolen data defines your personal threat model. It allows you to prioritize your recovery time where it actually matters. This checklist shows our progress. Step 3 is monitoring your financial accounts and credit. If the breached company offers a year or 2 of free credit monitoring, you should accept it. It is a helpful, no-cost baseline defense. You should also manually pull your free weekly credit reports from Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion to stay ahead of any unauthorized changes. However, you must recognize the limits of monitoring. It is a diagnostic tool, not a shield. It only alerts you after someone has already attempted to open a fraudulent account in your name. If monitoring detects a problem, you have to escalate your response. Recovering your identity requires official reporting to stop lenders from holding you liable for the fraud. The Federal Trade Commission is the central hub for this process. Filing a report at identitytheft.gov generates the official identity theft report you need to fix your credit and deal with debt collectors. Monitoring is passive observation. To actually prevent identity theft before it happens, you must choose between a fraud alert or a credit freeze. This matrix shows how your active defense options compare. Step 4 is the fraud alert, the minimum viable defense for a breached identity. Setup is efficient. You only have to contact one of the 3 major credit bureaus. By law, that bureau must notify the other 2 to place the alert on your file. An alert requires lenders to take extra steps to verify your identity, usually by calling you at a verified number, before they can open a new credit line. This is a temporary measure. An initial fraud alert lasts for exactly 1 year, meaning it provides protection without requiring a long-term commitment. The main vulnerability is that an alert is just a warning flag. It does not actually block a lender, or a thief, from viewing your credit file. A fraud alert is a fast, low-friction deterrent. It offers moderate protection while prioritizing your own financial convenience. Step 5 is the credit freeze, which functions as the maximum security posture for your financial data. A freeze requires more effort to set up. You must individually contact Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion to place the freeze on each of your reports. Once active, the freeze completely locks down your credit report. It denies access to all potential lenders, which effectively stops new account fraud, regardless of what data a thief holds. Because lenders cannot see your credit history, they will not approve a new application. This makes your stolen information practically useless for credit fraud. The administrative cost is your own convenience. You have to manually unfreeze and refreeze your file every single time you want to apply for a loan, rent an apartment, or get a new credit card. The final item on our checklist is Step 6, look out for scams. You have to adopt a permanent skepticism toward any unsolicited communication, as thieves often use breached data to craft very convincing phishing attempts. A credit freeze offers the most absolute security available, but you pay for it by sacrificing the ease of spontaneous financial transactions. The free monitoring companies offer is a passive service. You have to actively choose between the ongoing friction of a freeze or the convenience of an alert. This quadrant chart helps you decide based on your tolerance for administrative tasks and your upcoming financial goals. Our first profile is the active borrower, someone who is buying a house or a car soon, or who simply values a low-maintenance financial life. For this group, a fraud alert paired with free credit monitoring is the best path. It provides a solid warning system without the headache of constantly unlocking your files for underwriters. The second profile is the security optimizer. You don't mind managing your own security settings, and you have no plans to seek new credit in the near future. This group should execute the full credit freeze. It is the most effective way to ensure absolute peace of mind against identity theft. Remember that protecting your credit report is only part of the battle. Thieves also target non-credit identity documents, like your driver's license or passport, which require their own form of offline vigilance. A data breach is an administrative hurdle, not a total loss. Assess what was taken, pick the security level that matches your lifestyle, and work through the 6 steps to reclaim your